Hello, hello, and welcome to our Friday fast class. Here we are. I've got my cup of tea. You might have something a bit stronger than that. Hope everybody's managed to get through the week okay. I know I'm feeling quite tired actually at the end of this week. I think there's been a lot of noise on social media. I know there's a few people that I've been speaking to that have been struggling a bit just with a bit of overwhelm because there's been so much noise. And, I know in my head there's so many little courses and little things that keep popping up that I absolutely want to be a part of. So it's just having to tame that down and basically keep my focus directed on the things that I know that are going to make a difference at the moment. So for those of you that are going to be watching this live, please pop into the comments and say hello. If you haven't yet clicked on the StreamYard link, I won't see who you are. So if you can do that first, it'll bring your name up in the comments so that I can actually see who is here live with us. And as always, I want this to be very interactive, so please do post any feedback, comments, questions, anything that you have as I'm going through this training with you today so that I can direct and make sure that everybody understands what we're talking about. So firstly, someone's just said hello. Hi, Lorraine. Thank you for coming on with no wine in hand. Yeah, me either. I've got a cup of tea, so that will have to do for now. Whatever you're here with is perfectly fine. So firstly, I want to talk to you today about something that I think will really make a difference to how visible you are online at the moment. Now, we had the fabulous Jonathan Sharp talk to us on yesterday, just about some simple marketing things and what's working right now. And what's working right now is that you just need to be doing stuff. You just need to be visible. You just need to be out there. You've got to be putting content out that's relevant to what's happening right now and helping people. So it's not that salesy pitch. It's not the things that are going to turn people away. It's the things that are going to draw people to you. So those things are stories. So your stories, your knowledge, your tips, anything that you can give away is going to come back at you tenfold, because you're going to be able to keep giving and giving and giving. And when the time is right, people are going to love you and trust you and want to come and buy from you when they're ready. So what we're going to learn today, I want to show you how from a very simple 2-minute, 5-minute video, you can actually put something into video and then have content that may last you for 2 weeks or so, and show you some easy ways whereby you can just simply record that 2 or 5 minutes worth of video, but then have a process in place that gets that out and distributed to many different places and in many different formats. Now, I've been doing this a number of times over the last few years, and look, I'll admit that I've let it go recently as well. But I'm back on the trail again, and I'm absolutely loving what it's doing for me. So let's firstly just talk about building a topic list. So sometimes that's the hardest thing, right? Trying to work out what it is that you want to talk about. Now, the easiest way, obviously, is just to brain dump a whole lot of things about what you know. So there's many different pieces of or ways that you can do that. Another way is, and this is how I do it, is you can throw that out to a virtual assistant or online to Fiverr, for example, and say, research me 50 topics that relate to my industry. And you can give them some keywords, you can give them, some key course topics, so to speak, of things that you teach or things that you know. So for example, for me, I would be looking at throwing out things like how to use a virtual assistant, how do you systemize your business, what simple things can you do to create blogs, so just all those little things that you might have people come up to you and pick your brains about. So if I was to come and talk to you and say, so Lorraine, for example, I might come to you and say, look, what is it potentially that people need to know about downsizing? What is it that, what services do you provide? Like, you might provide a list of 20 different services. Well, each one of those services is going to have topics and subtopics within them. So you can basically have a big topic and then break it all down, but get someone else to do that, right? So get someone to build you that topic list. I think once you've got that topic list, it makes it a lot easier. Then you want to set a schedule. And this is really, really simple. Do you want to do it once a week, twice a week? Do you want to do it once a fortnight? Do you want to do it once a month? So that needs to be something that you know that you're going to maintain, because it's really easy to say, look, I'm going to do 2 videos a week and pump out the content. But if you can't actually stick to that, and if you can't realistically adhere to that, what's the point? So if it's once a fortnight, then that's absolutely fine. You set that schedule. Now, what you then do is you work backwards and you say, all right, well, let's just say I'm going to do it weekly and I want it to go out on a Tuesday every week. Well, that means that I need to have the video probably done by the Thursday of the previous week, because if I have it done by the Thursday, then there's the process of getting that video transcribed, captioned, put onto YouTube, and then posted out to be able to put onto your blog for someone to do for you. So there's a number of days that it may take to get it up. So give yourself 2 or 3 days that that you can actually, once you've recorded the video, that it can then get put into production. So that's your schedule. Really, really simple. Thirdly, you want to record your video blog. So, I was having a conversation about this the other day. Now, hi, Gracia. What I really love is that at the moment, you can put content out there without it being perfect. I mean, look at me now. I'm putting content out here. It's not perfect. I'm sitting in my husband's office. I've got kids running around in the background. It doesn't matter, because the value is the content that I'm giving you. It's not in how I look. It's not in the background. Yes, Melinda Hurd has showed us some fabulous ways that you can do that. And if you can afford to do that, and if you can focus on making it better and better and better each time, then you should. But don't let that stop you from putting something out now. So get on it, just do it, put something out, okay? So how do you record your video blog? Just use your iPhone. As simple as that, grab this, do a quick recording on what you know, make it 2 to 5 minutes. Once it's done, it's done. You just basically send it out. You've got to do it. You've got to get on and just do it. So once you've recorded your video blog, the biggest thing there is just not to have that perfectionism about it. It doesn't need to be perfect. Get it out, and then you're going to do one of 2 things. You can upload it straight to YouTube yourself. So once you upload it into a YouTube channel, or you can send it to a virtual assistant to do it for you. So I've got a team that does this for me, because it just means, for me, all I then need to focus on is actually recording the video on that particular topic. Then I don't need to do any other part of it, right? So I've had my VA build the topic list. I've set the schedule. I've recorded the video blog and then uploaded to YouTube. I actually do that myself because it's easy to do it straight from my phone. But what happens from there then is this really cool thing that I need to tell you about. So Revcom is a transcription and captioning service. It costs $1 per minute of video. So it's really, really cheap. Okay, so let's just say you've recorded a 5-minute video and you want the content actually produced into some form of document. And the reason why I like this is it's really great to put a video blog onto your website, but you really need to have some of the transcription there with it from an SEO point of view. It really, really helps. And some people don't love watching video. They prefer to read and they prefer to pick out the points. So you can do both. And that transcription is great. You can also put that into your YouTube because a lot of that will have some keywords for you. So you can have your VA, you know, basically grab all of that, edit it, make sure that it's all looking really great, and then you can upload that into your website, your blog. So you do your video, you've got your video, you've transcribed it. The captioning is also great, $1 per minute, and then it gets automatically put into YouTube for you. You can go in and edit it if it doesn't sound right and if things aren't great. But look, I've found using Rev, I reckon I've 99% of the time it's actually been pretty spot on. If you speak clearly and you speak well, then it's pretty spot on and it's pretty good. So Rev is another step that your VA can do for you. So they put that all through. It can go through a PayPal account for payment. You just set up the process for them to do that. And then once it comes back, it's edited. You get them to make sure that it's okay, or you can look at that to make sure that you like the sound of it all. Gets put onto your blog. Once it's all up and it's on your blog and on your website with the video and so on, then you can have your VA pick it to pieces and actually create content for the next week or 2 weeks, however long it is in between your blogs. And they can basically create quotes out of it. They can create tips out of it. They can put an excerpt that links back to your website. There's so much that you can pull out of that content to then, you know, create an infographic, for example, that, you know, using Canva, which is a great tool. So there's lots of different things that you can get out of that content that I think is really important. Hi, Shabit, thank you for coming in. So you said, what is the topics? The topic is how to do the blog and how to get the most out of your blog articles. So please listen in. So once you've dissected that transcription, you've got the video, you've formed your social media content, it's scheduled in. So, you know, out of all of this, quite honestly, all I do is 5 to 7 minutes worth of work, and then everything else is a process that is managed by my VA team, right? And that allows me to not feel so overwhelmed by the process, because a lot of the time we get so overwhelmed by the process. Yeah, and this is a way to simplify that. I guarantee you that every one of you has 50 pieces of content that they can easily put into a 2 to 5 minute video. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But it's just getting started. So your first step to getting started is just getting that topic list done, because once you know what you're going to talk about, we all know our topic. We all know what we're good at. It's not hard to talk about it. It's just the process. So if you can simplify that process, then it's easy. So that was a pretty quick overview of how I turn a 5-minute video into lots of pieces of content, and how that can be driven into a process so that you're only doing a couple of minutes of it. If you've got any questions, please do ask me. I'm more than happy to jump on the phone with you and walk through how that could work for you. It'll take me a few minutes to actually, you know, talk about your topics, talk about how someone could help. And if you don't have a virtual assistant that can do that for you, and you're willing to spend, you know, $30, you know, a week, or even $30 a fortnight if you're only doing a blog once a fortnight to actually get that done, then it's not a lot of money, you know, in this time, to know that you're getting really strong content out to all of your social media platforms, and a blog that's going to help you with your SEO and get you more visible. You know, in this time, as I've said, if you're not visible and you're not doing something, then you're going to be left behind. And, you know, none of us want to be left behind. We're all in this time of uncertainty. We all need something to keep us going. And for me, momentum has been the biggest part of keeping me going at the moment. You know, I've lost business as well. You know, there's no doubt about it. I think all of us are in some way affected by this. So if I can help you in one small way, just to find some easy ways to do things that aren't going to cost you a fortune, then I'm happy to help. So any questions, please let me know. That's it for Friday. I'll finish off my tea. I hope you guys are all having something nice planned for the weekend and switching off. I think that's really important as well. You know, working from home now, I think it's easy to have our weekdays blend into our weekends. But please get out into the garden, get outside, go for a walk, just do something that isn't work related. Switch off if you can, or spend time with your family, which is a bit of a double-edged sword, because we're all spending time with our family inside anyway. But look, I really hope that you got something out of that quick masterclass. I aim for these to be as quick as possible. But yeah, look, I really hope that it's something that you can implement into your business. And everybody, please take care and enjoy your weekend. Thanks so much, Lorraine. Thanks for your comment. Take care.